Okay, so in previous segments we've talked about how to make faults, and we've talked about how to make folds, and so now we want to talk about how do you make domes and how do you make basins. So let's first talk about a dome. Well, one way of making a dome is with an active margin. So if you recall, in an earlier lesson we said that if you've got a plate that is colliding with another plate, whether it be ocean or continental, when those two plates are colliding, that's an active margin. So when those two plates come together, they can be pushed up like this, so that could form a dome where material is being pushed up. Okay, you could also have a dome as a result of folding, so that if material is being folded like this, and let's say that the stress is it's being folded like this and it's being folded like this at the same time, well, then you could end up with a symmetrical structure, and then that would be a dome. You could also have a situation like, for example, with the Horst and Graben, where the ground is being shoved up this way by this fault, and then it's being shoved up this way by this fault, and so the combination thereof causes the ground above it, the layers above it, to be bent in the shape of a dome. You could also have a situation where there is a magma plume underneath the ground, and then it causes the ground to bulge over the top of it. What about a basin? So if a active margin is where plates are being pushed together, what do you think a passive margin is? Okay, that's where the plates are moving away from each other. So if these two plates are moving away from each other, then the ground in between is going to sag, and so that's how you could get a basin. Continental rifting. So you got these two plates that are coming apart because of rifting, and then the ground sags in between, and so there you've got that. Okay, folding and faulting can also result. So right here, for example, so that's going to be a basin if that occurs over some other layers there. And similarly, you can see here where the ground is going down, and let's say the ground is going down over here. So this again is like a Horst and Graben, so that this over here would be the Graben part, and then the low part would be the Horst part. Well, if stuff fills in there, well, then that's going to be a basin. And then you can have subsidence. So as material comes off of a mountain and it goes onto a plain, the weight of all of that material could start to push the ground down. And then that's going to be called subsidence, and then that could make a basin. So all of these were different ways of making domes and basins. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about exotic terrains.